The Fox and the Wise Crow. In a vast and lush green forest, there lived a crow with shiny black feathers. This crow was clever and always searched for the best food, flying from one place to another. He loved seeds, fresh walnuts, and sometimes even small pieces of delicious human food that he found near the forest. One early morning, when the sun had just risen and bathed the forest in its golden light, the crow left his nest to find breakfast. After searching for a while, he saw something that made his eyes sparkle with joy. A piece of fresh, delicious cheese was lying on a rock near the river. The crow quickly flew towards it, carefully looked around to make sure there was no danger, then grabbed the cheese with his beak and happily flew to the top of a tall tree to enjoy it in peace. But just as the crow settled on a branch, a cunning fox, who was wandering nearby, spotted him. The fox's stomach growled with hunger, and when he saw the cheese, his mouth watered. He thought to himself, "That cheese must be mine." But how? The crow is holding it tightly and won't let go easily. Being famous for his tricks, the fox smiled and came up with a plan. He slowly walked under the tree and, in a sweet and friendly voice, said, "Hello, beautiful crow. What shiny feathers you have! So glossy and elegant. I have never seen such a magnificent crow before." The crow, pleased with the compliment, fluffed his feathers a little but remained silent. He still had the cheese in his beak and didn't want to risk losing it. The fox, noticing that the crow was affected by his words, deepened his smile and continued, "Oh, and I've heard that crows have the most wonderful voices. But I have never had the chance to hear one sing. With such stunning feathers, I am sure your voice must be just as marvelous. How I would love to hear your song." The crow, filled with pride, thought to himself, "No one has ever asked to hear my voice before. This is my chance to show how beautiful my singing is." So, he opened his beak to sing. But the moment he did, the cheese slipped from his beak and fell straight into the fox's mouth. The fox quickly swallowed the cheese and laughed. "My dear crow, you may be beautiful and you may have a lovely voice, but remember this, if you don't use your intelligence, all your beauty and talent are useless." The crow, realizing he had been tricked, felt deeply embarrassed. He had believed the fox's sweet words, thinking they were sincere, but now he understood that they were just a trick to steal his food. But the story didn't end there. The crow thought, "I was fooled this time, but I will never let anyone trick me again." He decided to learn from his mistake and never trust flattering words too quickly. Days passed. One day, the crow saw the same fox talking to another crow in the forest. The fox was using the same sweet voice, saying, "Oh, dear crow. You are so beautiful. And I am sure your voice is the most melodious of all birds. Please, sing for me. But this time, the wise crow, now standing on a higher branch, flapped his wings and shouted, "My friend, be careful. This fox only wants to steal your food. He always uses the same trick." Hearing the warning, the other crow immediately understood that the fox was trying to deceive him and refused to open his beak. The fox, seeing that his plan had failed, angrily flicked his tail and walked away, grumbling. From that day on, the crow not only avoided being tricked but also helped others recognize deception. He had learned that not everyone who flatters you is your friend. Some people just want something from you. Moral of the story: always think carefully before trusting sweet words. Some compliments are only meant to deceive.